Okay, I think we're ready to get going. Got chat window open, get the streaming window open. That's ready to go. Ah, alright, looks like we're ready to go. Oh, goodness gracious. A bit early for me. Oh, no, it's not that bad. I've been up for about an hour. There we go, we're ready to go. Let's get back to the prop I need to use. Obviously, going to be this one. It's going to be my main prop, my solo one, except for the Minecraft stuff, my Let's Plays, and my streams. Alright, let's get to it. Let's get back to it, guys. Hopefully everything's okay this morning. Yep, good. I gotta check OBS because OBS seems to be saying my mic's really low. Oh my god, that's why. All right, now it's better. That should be much better now. Not as high. My microphone went up for some unknown reason. That's why it was playing up. All right, game ready to put the chat back in. Wherever you are. All right, let's go. There's not much else to do other than it started. All right, let's get my earphones on and get started, guys. There's nothing else for it but to do that. I do not care. Alright, so we're going to be back online, guys. The sun's out. Look at the windows open for once. Usually I don't. That's basically for you guys who watch the shorts. Alright, let's get to the map. Now, we've got to go backwards. I don't know. I think it was here we need to go. Yeah. Go inventory. Yeah, that's not going to be done for a while. Alright, inventory, if I know what that is. Don't need to fight these guys, but I'm fighting them in a way. Yeah. Probably not even worth fighting, to be honest. Probably better just avoiding them. Maybe not. Yeah, not really much in the XP department. Let's see how we go. Yep. Oh, okay. Yeah, based on this, guys, I don't think I need to level up here at all. These guys are not strong enough. We're here for a mission anyway. No, we don't need you. Do we? Yeah, I did open you. I thought I did. Dun, 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 dun. No, there should be a mission, something here up ahead. I think it's right here. Oh, what was that? Oh, what are these guys doing here? This is not their habitat. Oh god. Okay, ouch. That hurt. Alright, let's smash him up. Alright. Now just him. Yep, got him, and now I can use her. And he's done. So I'm not sure what these guys do in this area. This is not their normal area. Alright, let's just do this normally. I don't think I need to do anything. We just need to beat them up like normal, guys. Nothing too, dramatic. Speed up, of course. I want to speed up. Take that. Doesn't matter which one I do, they're both gonna be able to. They're both pain in the asses. The good thing is they're not really hurting too much. They are hurting a little bit though. We definitely need to heal up. Bam. Alright, we're done with that one. Oh, got that new level, guys. We've got the next level up. I better. Oh, she's healed up? Oh, yeah. Yeah, heals. When you level up, you heal. Where am I trying to go? I want to go here. So that's that one. But I want to go there first. Splash all. Splash all means hit all. That's what I really want though. Splash. Probably take a while to get there. Alright. Guess that one will be the best one. Defense upgrade. Even though I never use him. I think it's the last one. Yep. Get some full of fire. Yeah, I expected that. I expect this too. I was hoping that will be done time we get there. Damn it. Don't really have much to do here. I can't do much. There's too many enemies, so... He's done though. Now it's going to be a bit easier. Especially once we get him out of the way. But they do hit hard, I'm not going to lie. They are hard hitters. Man, I thought I was doing that. Okay. I hope you guys enjoying yourselves today, guys. We're getting there. And we're done with him too. Alright, he leveled up too. Okay. Here he comes. Good to be out of that blasted village. Only thanks to me, he doesn't get... Man, talk about rude. I want to punch him in the mouth. Alright. Okay, gave me a few of them. Alright, so we've done that mission. We don't need to be here no more. Move on to where we need to be. Oh, man. Alright, I think this one needs to go this way because I feel like we have not moved from here for a while. So let's start going that way. Alright, so to the map. Actually, I'll go here first. Alright, what do I want to do? Oh, damn, I knew I forgot to do something. I wanted to get the, basically, like a diagram of what does what. Not you, not you, not you. Alright. That's everything basically. Just the standard stuff, guys. There are other more important things like these two. I don't think there is anything. I want to check on my phone what makes what. So when we do this, I know what we can do. So yeah, we are doing all right today. Mhm. What's it called? Oh, beautiful. It doesn't have a diagram, just has a list. I don't want that. Okay. Has 4 damage. Yep. Ruby. Okay, yep, that makes sense. Okay, has oh damn, there is. Okay, interesting. Interesting. Oh, definitely useful. Increase. Okay. Alright. Let's at least now we know what we can do with it. We won't worry about it now. We're still early in the game, so if we slowly build them up, we could be able to join them together and all that stuff. Alright, let's get back to it. Give her the fire, dude. Give him the other fire. Alright, I can't really do much with that. How about you? Okay, that could be useful. Oh, good. That one will be actually very useful. Alright, let's see how that goes. Alright, let's get out of here. Map. Alright, there we go. We're getting out of here. I've done a lot of the corpus, but not all of it. There's probably gonna be some I'm missing. I know I am. There we go. Gotta go this way, guys. So we're done with the village. Now we've got to do this. I gotta heal myself up first before I head out. Yeah. Okay, these two shouldn't be too hard to deal with. Ouch. And he's down. Alright, just this dude. Blow him down and then we'll attack. And of course he gets... Yeah, so he can hit back because he's physical attacks. But if we beat him fast enough, it won't matter. What a hiding spot. Don't know how I'd missed that before, but luckily. I'll wait until it disappears. Ooh, I did not see you there. Damn. We're ambushed, so we're gonna get attacked first. Alright. Gotcha. Ah, of course, he hits both of us. And he's done, no? Still alive. Too early in the morning, guys, to get my brain working. Alright, let's get going. And he's done. I should be going for him first, shouldn't I? Because he's stronger. I mean, weaker. Alright, I think this is where we finished up in the last episode. Yeah, I got here and I stopped. Can't go that way. Things are really annoying me. Alright, those little sharp thingies are really annoying. Almost half of my life was restored. Yeah. Alright. We'll get up there, heal up. Alright. Oh. Huh. Where'd it go? Oh, there it is. Not sure exactly what I'm supposed to do with this. Oh, there it is. There's a little thing over here. Alright, we've got this room. We've got this, whatever that is. Yep, that one, that one, that one, that one. Of course, the door's right there. Alright. Alright, let's get out of here. We only got 3 more and 7 more. Probably near the end of it though. There's probably going to be some missing. This is where we can start doing the extra stuff. Oh shit, there's one right here. Is there anything above me? No, there's nothing up there though. Oh yeah, right, the wind. Alright, gotta get that one. Oh, looks like I have to go down here. Well, hello? Definitely getting somewhere. Getting somewhere. There it is. Don't want to go that way. There we go, got it. Alright. Now we can go back around. You're not blowing me out of here, guys. You're not getting me out of here. Alright, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm not talking like I should be. I'm thinking a lot more than I should be. Okay, so which way do we go? Up, down. Oh, hello. I didn't even see you there. Well, we know where that way goes because we've been there. But we don't need to go that way again. Let's go back down. You son of a bitch. Gotcha! I think there's only one more left in this area. I think I found them all but one. Yeah, that's not bad. I mean, we're doing pretty good. Alright, I realize I'm not talking that much. I'm concentrating way too much and it's not the most entertaining thing in the world. just sit there and not do anything. So we've got about 9 star. That's good. Coppers, we've got about 66. There's obviously going to be some I'm missing. Now, I will be doing what's left of them on my other channel. The stuff, the extra stuff, so... Yeah, I just want to... Anything down there? What's down here? Oh, wait. Never mind. Aim from that direction. That way we know. Yep, but the end of it, I think. This is the end area. Yep. Alright, so we didn't get everything, guys. There's a few things missing, but we got most. As I said, on... Yeah, we're here.
Aurora marched through gloomy meadows, down to a dusty plain, searching high and low for the sun and moon, despairing as she came.
Yep.
Just when she was certain her quest was hopeless, she was done. The path twisted to reveal. No, not the sun. Be patient, child. We have only begun.
Yes, we have. We've still got a long way to go, Gelly. Alright, we're going here. Yep. So I'm disappointed, guys, that we didn't get everything. Didn't get everything in this area, guys. So what, as I was saying, on my extra channel, guys, which I will probably put on, because I have to start putting something out for it. Yeah, I'm going to have to go back and look for these last few items. Now, they're probably just in stupid locations I missed. So I can easily do the Stardust ones first, because, well, there's only 10 of them. The coppers will take a longer, obviously, the 70, but no matter. Let's get back to the game. Whoa, we're already over here. Okay, so yeah, that's what we're going to do. Let's focus on our immediate mission, which is to explore. Oh, God. Oh, I'm more stiff than I've ever been, guys. I feel like, yeah, sleeping all day. I've got to get the channel back on the ground, guys. I don't think anyone knows I'm streaming because I don't promote. I don't even know if I want to be streaming with them shorts thing. Yeah, so we're just enjoying ourselves. Hello. Yep. Oh shit, I didn't even see that. We'll go against these guys. These guys are easy to destroy. And he's dead. Okay, didn't know. Right, we're gonna go for him, huh? Done. Okay, it's just him. Ouch. Oh yeah, that hurts. They are getting stronger. And he's done. Okay. Okay. Can't believe us. Alright, let's go this way. That's all here, huh? Oh, can I actually do that? I did not know that. I didn't know I could use this thing to do that. That's kind of cool. Yeah, let's go. Get out of here. Nothing else in here worth collecting. So let's move on. There was nothing else down here. I know it. Alright, I've got 2 of these guys. I think you got a weak one, so that's the one we'll go for. Or maybe not. I don't know. I don't know which one's weak. Ow, I hurt in the head. Right in the... Oh, boy. Can I slow you down enough to... It won't matter anyway. Nope, good. Alright, now we can just attack this dude. Vulnerable to what? Light. No fire. I don't know why I said light. Maybe that's me looking at it. Come on! You don't stand a chance, not like it's two of us. There we go. There he goes. The enemies around here are hard, but not impossible. Alright, so we're getting there. Alright, is this area I gotta go to? I could go to. Oh, guys, I could easily just fly through the game and get through right to the end. No problem whatsoever. But that's not a big part of this game. Big part of this game is flying around, exploring, and doing all that stuff. This one's not gonna be fun. Who are you? Okay. My... It is a miracle. Okay. Damn. Can't open that. It's okay, let's go this way. No, down here, let's have a look. Straight into him. Alright, hopefully we get these fire levels a bit higher. Because once they're higher, we can easily destroy them. Yeah, he can hit back though. Alright, now it's your turn, pal. Oh, that was easy. Oh, she leveled up too. Great. Alright. What is... Alright, I don't want to go in there yet. Okay, so... Alright. It's pretty straightforward. Let's go up there. Bam, bam, bam. Okay, we've got rocks. I don't know how strong the rocks are, but... 21. Okay, rocks are hard. But not impossible. Oh, usually it takes 2 hits to get rid of you. I don't know why, so... Alright, he's done. Now we're going to attack the rocks directly. God damn it. We'll just take it nice and easy. Yep. Dodge, alright. Oh damn, he avoided me. Man, these guys are stubborn. Don't know what they're weak against, but definitely not fire. Oh, so just give armor, okay. Oh, now I beat him. One hit. Now I can slow you down, so it's going to be much easier to destroy you. Okay, they're not that hard. Oh, look like everyone leveled up. Great. Why? A talking fairy, yes. Alright. Alright, I've got that one done finally. Let's go back this way. Got pie, bam. Oh, what's that? I did not see that there. Oh, we need this. Okay, so that's how you get in that direction. Alright, cool. Alright, go this way. Ow! I did not see that coming. Which way are we supposed to go? Dead end. Alright, let's go that way. We go north in this little trap. How long have I been on? So about 30 minutes, I guess. 40 minutes. Not bad at all. Alright, that's done. That takes me that way, so where's the other one take me? Now I'm curious. Alright, here. Oh, of course, a door. Her HP is getting stronger every second. We are good. We're doing good. Doing good. So I'm pretty happy where we are, guys. The channel's doing pretty good. Minecraft's doing much better than this channel is, but I think it's time to start getting software things ready to go. So I want to start using Discord a bit more appropriately. You know exactly why I left. We need water. Oh god, what kind of... Can't use fire, so fire's no good to us. Actually, we can craft that. So bam, 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 bam. Now I can't join them together, or we're only gonna have one of them, so there's no point doing that at the moment. Okay, fire resistant. We need to get rid of fire resistance, so that's what we need to do there. That's them two. Alright, we're doing pretty good. Alright, what are we doing now? Fire resistance what we want, so yeah. That's water. I don't care about you. You're not really useful. I know what you're gonna do. Alright, cool, fine. That'll do. I guess that'll do. It's not a big deal. Now let's go to magic wise. Where's my magic thing here? Oh, she's gonna definitely have controller, stop doing that. Ah damn. One more and we can get the splash all. And then I'll probably move on to this one and then we'll go back to the others. Alright, that's that one. Now you yeah, you go that way, that way. One more and then you're done. Now, the woman. Oh, I shouldn't have said it like that. Sounds sexist. But you get the idea. Magic, unstoppable. Yep, that one's done. How about this one? Alright, and now we can go to this one. Alright. We're ready to go, I guess. Alright, so based on that, I say we're probably more level than we should be. Alright, we should be okay. Vulnerable to water. Oh god damn, for someone vulnerable to water, they really are tough. Alright. Oh, what oh, goodness gracious, stiff as a board. Damn, why aren't they passing out? Alright, finally. Alright, it's no point. Damn. Alright. Uh-huh. Okay, I can't go down that way, but I can go that... Oh, here we go. So we came down from here. Alright, we better heal up. Oh. Yeah, you can acquire that through him as well. I keep forgetting about that. Alright, let's heal up. Alright, let's inventory. I don't know if we're using it. I mean, we're getting a lot of it anyway. I don't miss you. Hello? I see you over there. And you. Also one under it. Alright. Okay. Alright, we can't go that way at the moment. I assume we've got to come from the other direction. Alright. Let me just go downwards. Curious about where the door takes me. Oh, okay, here. Alright. Fair enough. Fair enough. Fair enough. How many have we got? We've got a few of them. Okay, so we've got about 20, almost 20 corpus and 2 of the stardust. Alright, let's go for it. Yep. Oh, damn you! I hate when they dodge. God damn it. Alright, let's do it again. Another few rounds and we should be able to beat him. Alright, he's done. Now it's your turn, pal. Yep. Use his counter. Yep. And he's done. Good. They're not too hard to beat. They're pretty straightforward. Ah. Ugh. Alright. I want to check something actually while we're here. Let's go into confessions. How many we've got? We've got 1, 2, and 3. Fourth missing. Alright, I don't think them ones are going to be that hard to find. I think we'll be able to find most of them, if not all of them. Alright, I have to go all the way around. Look at it. Yep. Alright. Don't really matter anyway. It's not like they don't come back unless you leave the whole area. Here we are. What do we need there? Okay, yep, I get the idea. You gotta push it this way. Down there somewhere. There it is. So the ones that don't have their thing around it, you can open up with the fairy. Fair enough. Alright, we'll get that. Open that up. Wait, wrong way. Go downwards, idiot. Downwards, downwards, not up. One treasure. Battery fell out the controller again. There you go. God damn it. Give me a second. I have to find the controller battery. Yeah, guys, I'm going to finish in probably about half an hour, 40 minutes or so. Today's only going to be a short one because I am not in my right mind today. Right. Oh, shit. Where did you go this time, battery? Oh. Alrighty, guys. Back online, you're ready to go. Got things to do. Yeah, so I'm only doing about an hour and a half. It's about half of what I normally do. But because I'm not completely awake, too much, yeah. And not only I gotta do some shopping and all that and stuff around here. Also the channel stuff. I mean, we've got to make sure we grow our channels. All our channels grows. So I've already got ideas of how I'm gonna do that. I've also got to start adding new bots into my Discord. And you know what? Because I'm bored, I am going to have my Discord thing running. Alright, guys. I decided to put some things going on. Alright, we've got all that. Is that everything? Looks like it. Yep, we're done here. Now we're just gonna get out of this place. Right. At least we know what we're doing. We're down here, we're down here, we've done all that. Let's go up that way. We also can go through here, the same direction. So yeah, we've already done that area. Go up this way, up around this area. Make sure there's nothing I miss. Okay, great. Go down. This area is not super long. It's not as long as the starting area. But yeah, I'm enjoying myself, okay? Alright, another strong enemy. I've got to get rid of him first. What am I doing? I'm attacking with water. Water's not going to hurt him much. I should have changed it back before I got out. No big deal. Ow, that hurt. That really hurt, actually. I'm not going to lie. Yep, again. Yep, they're putting his shield up now, so that means they're getting closer to being defeated. Dodged. Yep, no good to me. One more hit should be enough for him. Ow, we're getting hurt bad. Not one more, maybe. Both getting hurt, okay. Be nice if it gave me the option to do it really quick. Yeah, I knew it was going to hit me sooner or later. Alright, he's dead. Go for him first. No, one more. Two more, maybe. Alright, let's do this. Let's get this out the way. We're dying here. Dying badly, too. Yep. Alright, he puts his shield on. That means he's running low on health. Once we get out of here, guys, we'll change our fire back on. Yep, great. They were hard, okay. That time they were hard because we didn't have our abilities sorted out. We've got to make sure we get that back to normal. Of course, we need to make another one. Alright, that's done. Go back to you, get the fire. Do the same thing to you, get the fire. You, I don't think it really matters what I have. Yeah. Lightning. Okay, we'll turn that down. Okay, I'm happy with that. There's no real fire here, so... yeah, we're doing good. The mirror, I feel, is there. Alright. Well, at least now we've got our fire back, so... Oh, for goodness sakes. Surprise attack. Of course it's going to be a surprise. Alright, there we go. I think it takes out 3 hits to beat him, or 4 hits maybe. I don't know. I really wish I didn't have to go shopping today, guys. It would be nice. Alright, 2 hits and he's done. I know that for a fact. 1. And the next one, oh boy. He's trying to defend himself now because we're stronger. There we go. Alright, level. Alright, okay. We're doing good. Let's heal her up, guys, because we are getting there. Now, like I said, guys, I generally do these videos basically straight away. Now, I was supposed to do Minecraft today, but I think today will be another day off. I do apologize. I would have done it like on plan, but I got up at like 10 o'clock. So I'm just a bit slow and sluggish. Oh yeah, I totally forgot about you. Making sure there's nothing I missed, that's all. I don't like missing things. Yep, okay, looks good. How are we going? How is our collecting going? We've got... Yeah, still got a bit to go. Where are we? Okay, you. Boom, shield. Now, what can we do next? Probably you, maybe? Yeah, warp will be a good one. Everyone else is doing okay. I'm just trying to get them all leveled up. Oh, yep, that's the last one, I think. I don't think you can get a higher crystal in that one. That crystal right there is max. Nothing, can't get any higher than that. I don't think you can. I do have it open on my phone, so let me check. I'm pretty sure it only has like 4 levels. And why did I close it? Yeah. So you got Wrapped, Tumbled, Fated, and Brilliant. Okay, good. Oh, it's right. There's only... Yeah. There's 3 levels. So the default one, yep, good. Alright, I worked that out. That's all, hello. Oh, okay, I can see what we've got to do. Alright, let's go down. We've got to go in here. There we go. Oh, you little shithead. It's right there next to my door thingy. Now we go back down. Alright. Almost got stabbed. Of course, I get attacked. So we slowly get stronger, guys. Ow, okay, good. Alright, yeah, I don't really put too much out there. And he's done. Alright. Fire. Okay, armor. Fire again. I don't know why he bothered with armor on. It's not going to help him at all. Oh, that actually did hurt. I got him! Okay. I should have put my shield on, yeah. Remember, shield does prevent you from getting interrupted. Alright, he's done. Now we're getting stronger, so yeah. Over here. A new ability. Now we can go to this one, and that's the one we'll probably stop at. Yeah. Going there. Alright, let's get going. Oh yeah, that's definitely gonna. Oh shit, we've got two of them. Oh good, we've got more. Wait. Alright, what's in here? Nothing here at all, huh? What's the point of coming down here? Oh, just to get that, I think. We don't need it now, so let's get out of here. Alright, cool. Open that up. That looks like where I gotta go. Alright. Let's go. Oh, for God's sake. Oh, yeah, right. Freaking, I had to turn it down like 5 seconds, a few minutes ago. Sorry, dude, I forgot all about it. Oh, hello, who's this? Alright, let's see who was... Alright. Yeah, I had to turn it down because someone came in here for happened for some bullshit. Fair enough. Yes, I already know about that one. Yeah, okay, you're one of those people. Yeah, don't care about you at all. If I could, I'll stab you myself. Alright, I think I will finish it here, guys. As I said, I'm not into it today. And that thing right here is about halfway. Is the access to the next area. Yeah. Or is it? I hate school. Everyone does. Yeah, so yeah, guys, I am going to finish it. I think it's a little bit earlier than I want to do, but it is what it is. Tomorrow, hopefully, we'll be back to normal and I'll be a bit more energetic. But yeah, on that note, I'm going to finish it. I won't be streaming on my other channel. Yeah, yeah, one of those days. On that note, what are you talking about, dude? What's going on with Bella? Yeah, you're gonna run into people who are gonna be paying you. Is he still self-promoting? I haven't been in here for a while, so I'm gonna have a look. It doesn't look like he's doing anything, so... Ah. Okay. Well, it's fine. We'll work it out as the time goes on. I've got to get off anyway. I've got to go shopping. Nah, self-promoting is a warning. I still got to go through the rules and stuff like that. So that's another reason I want to finish up early, guys, so I can start setting up the Discord stuff. That's what I want to do a bit more today. But yeah, on that note, I'm going to finish it here, guys. Yeah, needed